Western Conference Game 5, Tuesday night on NBC, Spurs Thunder. I've got free plays on the side. Total player props. We're breaking this game down in depth for you with free plays and analysis coming up right here, right now. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on Wager Talk TV. And I hope you're recovering from your Memorial Day weekend. One last chance to wave the flag. Never a last chance to wave the flag. I've always got three in the background. But hey, hope you had a great Memorial Day. Drop in the comments below what you did on Monday. And if you had a nice weekend overall with the sports betting as well. Hey, we had a nice Sunday with Game 4 of the NBA Finals between the Spurs and Thunder. We had a strong best bet on the Spurs. I gave it to you in the video. So let's take a look here at Game 5 on Tuesday night. And just a quick reminder, if you're liking these videos, all I ask is a thumbs up like, and I will keep them coming every day. And hey, if you're on your mobile device, click the hype button. Hype it up on your mobile device. It feels so good. Also, click subscribe. We're so close to 250,000 subscribers here on Wager Talk TV. 250,000 people can't damn nearly be wrong. Make sure you're one of them. And also, click the bell for an instant alert so you know when the Game 6 video is ready for this series in a couple nights as well. All right, this has been a back-and-forth series. Back and forth, well, kind of back and forth. Win, loss, win by the Spurs. And, of course, San Antonio was pretty good in Game 1, and they are also very good in Game 4, and they were better in the regular season as well. So, well, everybody thought the Thunder had control of this series when they made it 2-1 and beat the Spurs. And keep in mind, I did like San Antonio in Game 3. It did not work out. But as I mentioned in the Game 4 video, De'Aaron Fox returning the lineup, I think, was a negative. He wasn't quite there yet, disrupt the flow. Harper was battling the injury as well. They both played better in Game 4. Wemby also played better. And we also had the extender, Scott Foster, at the helm. That didn't hurt. It all led to a blowout win. So what do we do with Game 5 now back in Oklahoma City? Well, first of all, the Thunder are considered the best team in the NBA this year. I think the Spurs and Thunder are by far the two best teams. And yes, the Spurs have been the better overall team in this series going back to December. They've played, like 9 or 10 times now. But no, they played 5 and 4, 9 times now. They've played 9 times now. The Spurs were 4-1 and 2-2. So they're 6-3 straight up. Now, I know the last regular season meeting in February, the starters didn't play for OKC. So 5-3 in all meaningful games of Spurs this year. But the Thunder are still considered the best team overall, the best defensive team, and they've been the defending world champs all season. They've been the best team the last 2 years. Whenever I can get the best team in the league at home off a blowout, embarrassing loss, you know that's making my short list. So it's Thunder or pass for me in this game. If you're going to play it, I would lay it with Oklahoma City minus 5.5. Now, the question becomes, does it make my client best bet card at wagertalk.com? And we'll have to see. I'm doing this video a day early on Memorial Day Monday. We always get it up nice and early the night before for you. It's another reason to click subscribe and click the bell. You'll know instantly when these videos are posted every evening. But the question for me is, who's healthy for OKC? And yes, Jalen Williams has been out for over half the season. He only played 30-some games. And even without him in games 3 and 4 against Phoenix and the entire Lakers series, they went 6-0. He came back and played well in Game 1, left Game 2, and they actually won that. They lost the game with him in Game 1, came back to win Game 2 when he left early, and won Game 3 without him. But keep in mind, A.J. Mitchell has been stepping in and playing just as well as a shooting guard as a scorer. Mitchell also misses Game 4 the other night, and we saw what happened. Thunder had absolutely no offense, scored only 82 total points, and they struggled throughout in that game. Both of the guys are listed as questionables. I do this on Monday. They're listed as questionables. We get closer to game time, we'll see if they're available. And if they are, they're probably not fully healthy. Definitely can't trust Williams. That hamstring is just waiting to tighten up on him at any moment. Mitchell's the guy I really want to see if he's in or not. But with that said, the Thunder have tremendous depth. The bench edge is really what, when they took the 2-1 lead after Game 3, it really looked like the bench edge was going to be the difference. And we saw, a guy like McCain step up and just have a lights-out game in Game 3. 24 points, took more shot attempts than SGA took. And then Jared McCain, as we expected, came back down to earth in Game 4. I told you to look at his prop under. Told you I like the Spurs in Game 4. Well, boy, did McCain regress. After 24 points, he was just 1 for 10 shooting, 0 for 5 from three-point range. He was perfect at the free throw line, 2 for 2, ended up with just 4 points. So McCain's probably the guy that needs to step up if Mitchell and or Williams are both out. I think he can do so. He's shown he can play in Game 3. And with the Sixers, he showed he can play as well. So, look, this is still a really deep bench. They still have the best scorer in the league in SGA. Doesn't feel good after the blowout loss, but those are some of the best plays historically in the NBA playoffs. I've been doing this for 30 years now as a full-time professional sports bettor and handicapper. August of 1996. This will be my 30th anniversary this summer. And one thing I've done from start to finish the last 30 years is look for quality teams in the NBA playoffs off blowout losses. And the Thunder definitely fits several good 60% ATS bounce-back situations. So if you're going to play it, I would lay it with OKC. Now, the total gets a little tricky because we have the two shooting guards out for maybe OKC. We also have both Fox and Harper banged up. They're both listed as available, by the way, to play on Tuesday night in Game 5. So I do expect them to be back, and they should be okay. But we saw the under hit easy, and I gave you the under also in the video Game 4. I looked for, after two high-scoring games, 2 and 3, 3 straight overs in the series. And yes, I know they needed double overtime to get over in Game 1. Games 2, 3, 4, even 5 usually are higher scoring in the series. We see more defensive intensity in Game 1 and Game 6 and 7's elimination games by definition. So higher scoring games 2 and 3 weren't a surprise. And keep in mind, OKC had 122 and 123 points in those two games. Now, the total went from 213.5 up to 219.5 in Game 3, stayed at 219.5 and landed at 185. So here again, they've adjusted it down to 216. Probably a better way to attack the game is really based on what side you like is on a team total. Team total for San Antonio, 105.5, OKC, 110.5. It's been pretty consistent. When Oklahoma City does not win in this series this year, in the 9 head-to-head meetings, they usually have 109 or less. When they do win, they score. In fact, in their 3 wins against the Spurs this year, 119, 122, and 123. Yes, they're the best defensive team in the league, but coming off an horrendous offensive performance, it's another bounce-back angle I like to look at. So I'd look at a team total here with the Thunder over 110.5. I think that's probably the best way to play an over-under, is just to take the Thunder team total over 110.5. As if I like them to win Game 5 and probably cover, they're going to have to get the offense going. And even though Williams and Mitchell are questionable, McCain, other guys can step up. Now, as far as player props, let's transition to some player props. One guy I don't look to step up is Chet Holmgren. He once again stayed under his point total, had only 10 points. In fact, the only time he's gotten over his point total in the 4 games is by a half a point, depending on your number. He got 14 points in game number 3 the other night, the blowout, high score and win. He still only got 14. He got over 13.5. He's once again priced around 13.5. Holmgren under is the only way to play it. He's having trouble scoring down low against Wemby. Hey, no shame in having trouble scoring in the paint against Wembanyama, the best big man in the history of the NBA other than Wilt Chamberlain. That's not an understatement. Comment below if you think that's an overstatement. Comment below if you think that's an overstatement. He's the youngest player ever to win Defensive Player of the Year at 22. He's the only one to ever be unanimous and win it. He's a dominant force, a freak of nature. So Holmgren's going to have to take more shots from the outside. He's not doing that. I do get concerned, though, that with 2 other offensive guys maybe out, he's going to have to start stepping up. But he did take a few more shots. He took 8 shot attempts in just 25 minutes. So the only way I would play him is still under 13.5, but I'm neutral now. I would stay off that prop because if other players are out, Holmgren's going to probably start taking more shot attempts, maybe more threes. He only took 1 3-pointer, by the way, in Game 4. So I'd say kind of neutral on him. Hartenstein had a lot more shot attempts. In just 18 minutes, he took 11 shot attempts and ended up with 12 points. Maybe he's the guy that's going to do more heavy lifting. Hartenstein, do we dare take an over with him? He's a guy we took an under in Game 3 and hit with a couple nights ago. SGA would be the obvious suspect to take an up and over. He only had 19 points in game number 4, and he played 31 minutes, only 6 for 15, only took 1 3-point shot. And by the way, the Thunder were just 6 for 33 from 3-point range in Game 4. Yet another reason they got blown out. 6 for 33. Spurs were only 9 for 33. They didn't shoot the 3 that well either. So I think if you're looking for a Thunder player prop over, it's probably SGA. And then you really have to know if Mitchell or Williams are playing. If they're ruled out near game time, I'd come in with a McCain prop over as well, as he'll take plenty of shots, and he's bound to hit better than 1 for 10 at home. So McCain over only if Mitchell and Williams are ruled out. I don't know if Williams is going. If Williams is not going and Mitchell's playing, it's kind of dicey. I'll maybe look at a Mitchell over, but you just don't know how healthy he is. So let's just take the best scorer in the league, SGA, up and over his points, over 29.5. He had 24 and 30 and 26 in the first 3. Now he's coming off his worst shooting game. SGA up and over 29.5. Definitely correlated to the Thunder team total over as well. Hey, look, they're all the same bet. It's hard to imagine they play well if SGA doesn't have a big night. By the way, I always felt like maybe he was a little overrated. I've started seeing some stats recently. I don't have the exact ones in front of me, but one of them was like consecutive 20-point games. Another one was 30-point seasons. Another one was something like amount of 30-point games. Anyway, Wilt Chamberlain was the only other guy to do one of them. Michael Jordan was the only other one to do the other one. So that's how good SGA is at scoring. He's the real deal. and he's going to have to do a lot of the heavy lifting here in Game 5. As far as the San Antonio player props, never looking to fade Wemby, but I will say, as you've noticed and we've talked about in these videos, he does kind of zig and zag on the points. And he had another big point night with 33 points in only like 31 minutes, I believe, and got up and over the 25.5. He had 41 in Game 1, of course. The double overtime was just dominant. Then 21, then 26 and 33. So he's gotten over 25.5 now, back-to-back games. Have to figure they're going to look to take him and limit him as much as possible. So do we dare play a Wembanyama point prop under? That would actually be the way I lean in this one. And points and rebounds is always tricky. He doesn't always have great rebounding games. He sometimes does, and then other times he doesn't. In fact, it's amazing to me how like zigzag the rebound props are for him. Put this in perspective. He had an incredible 24 rebounds and 17 rebounds on the road, 41 rebounds in the first 2 games. He's had 12 the last 2 games combined, 4 and 8. But there again, if they're going to miss some shots, maybe more rebounds. So the Wemby points and rebounds under or just points under would maybe be a way to look at this. I'd be a little hesitant on the rebounds. I have a feeling he might have a bigger rebounding game, especially if the Spurs don't shoot well on the road in a losing situation. Other guys, here again, not knowing the health status of Fox and of Harper, they're expected to play, but for how long, that limits their props and also really makes a difference on the Castle props as well. So maybe Wemby points under. Do we dare play that? That'd be the way I'd lean as far as the Spurs side. And hey, comment below. What are your thoughts on these player props for game number 5? Can't take too much away from game 4 because most of the starters played only 25, 30, like right over 30 minutes for San Antonio. Hey, I do read the comments. I love the analysis. If you have time, drop some analysis so we can all learn and earn and win together here on Wager Talk TV. And if you're liking these videos, quick thumbs up, like. As I said earlier, if you're on your mobile device, click that hype button as well. It's much appreciated. And also, I do have free baseball videos throughout the week as well. So make sure you click subscribe and you click the bell here on Wager Talk TV so you know when a free play baseball video pops up throughout the week. And also when I have the Game 6 video for this one, Spurs Thunder, here in a couple nights. Now, I'm going to give you analysis on sides, total player props for every playoff game this NBA postseason each and every day. Obviously, a lot of these are light TV leans only. I want to give you as much information as possible. If you're playing all the light leans, hey, 1% of bankroll would be appropriate. Money management is the key to long-term success. But if you're also serious about building that bankroll, you want the strongest plays every day. And those are my 4% selections. And as I said, I'm still finalizing my NBA card here for Game 5. And I've also got baseball best bets, usually 2 to 3 at least baseball best bets each and every day, as this is the sweet spot of the baseball season. We have 2 months of data now to work with, 4 more months to go. Great time to be making money with baseball. So go check out my strong best bets for Tuesday. And oh, by the way, I forgot to mention earlier, it is $5 Tuesday. Self-explanatory $5 Tuesday, because every best bet gets an instant 80% discount with $5 Tuesday. And our producer, Dan Alexander, is always ready at the helm. Look at that. He got the graphic up there on the screen. Give Dan a shout in the comments below. You all did this the other week. We love it. Dan does a great job with the graphics. $5 Tuesday. So straightforward. Every one of my best bets, just $5. Normally it's $25 a play, $39 for a one-day all access. Nope. $5 Tuesday, every play, just $5 tonight for Tuesday. Game 5 of the NBA Western Conference Finals. If I have a best bet, it'll be up there. And then, of course, several baseball plays daily as well. Steve Merril, wagertalk.com. And oh, by the way, while you're there, check out the bonus free play. $5 Tuesday is great, but how about free day every day with that bonus baseball play? And this is how that works. It's my last cut for my best bet card. Normally a baseball play this time of year because there's 14, 15 games on the board. Just a bit outside from being a best bet, goes up as a free play for everyone. Now, that opinion you might want to treat as a 2% of bankroll because it was really close to being a 4% play. So go get Tuesday's free play. And while you're there, get some of those strong $5 Tuesday best bets. Steve Merril, wagertalk.com. And hey, get there quicker with shortcut wt.buzz/SM. Also, follow me on social media. Don't forget on X and Instagram at Steve Merril, 2 R's, 1 L. You see it on your screen there, Merril, at Steve Merril on X and Instagram. And stay tuned here to Wager Talk TV because you know there's more free play videos coming up next.